Well, Canada advanced past South Africa to win its first ever World Cup knockout stage. They got the victory to set up a rematch from the 2022 group stage against Morocco. It was Canada's first appearance at the tournament since 1986, and in the final match today in Group F back then, Morocco used 2 early goals to seal their spot as group winners to send Canada home once again without a single point. But things have gone a little differently this time around. You could definitely say it's truly been a World Cup of firsts for Canada. They got their first World Cup win. It was their first time scoring 2 or more goals in a World Cup match. They made it to the knockout round for the first time ever in their history, and they have won their first ever knockout match. So because of all the success that Canada has had this time around, Benny, Jesse Marsh said, you know, this game against Morocco, it's kind of a free hit. Do you agree with him saying that? And even if he feels that way, with him actually verbalizing that, what do you think?
I don't even think he believes that. I think he said that for us, for the media. I think it's to try and take a little bit of the heat, the pressure from the players. But I do think that Jesse's going to be telling these guys, hey, this is an unbelievable opportunity. We're not playing at home, but it's kind of at home, obviously, with Canada being one of the host countries, and we're going up against a giant. You know, Morocco found themselves in the semifinals 4 years ago. Now they're one of the favorites to get back there. I think this is a great opportunity for Canada to really showcase themselves and prove that they are at the global stage now.
We talked about vibes with the U.S. and how high they are within U.S. soccer right now. I'd say the same for Canada. They are overjoyed with how they're playing right now, how far they've gotten in the competition. Vibes are high, and when you're feeling good, you're happy, your coach is saying pump up things, you head into a game like this with confidence to beat them, to beat a Morocco side that has been very impressive in this World Cup.
Yeah, truly. All right, well, Benny, let's look at the lineups. Let's take a look at Canada first and how their projected lineup could be looking.
I don't think, you know, not too much changes, and I have a question mark with Alphonso Davies being ready to play from the start, but it's the same back line that we've kind of seen in these last few games. There was a change here with Bombito coming in, and he performed pretty well. We got Tajon Buchanan on the right, who will provide that width and that one-on-one ability. And the question mark as well, we didn't see Kyle Larin in this last game. I'm wondering if he gets back in whether it's off the bench or from the start. But it's the team that we've kind of come to know with Canada, and the biggest question mark is number 19, Alphonse on the left.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think will depend on whether or not Davies will end up starting in this one?
Look, he's come in the last few, I think in the last game only, and I didn't think he looked like himself, right? He's still not fit enough to provide big time minutes. So he came in, I think it was 20, 30 minutes that he played in this last game, maybe a little bit more. But if he's willing, or if he's able to play from a physical standpoint, 45 plus, I think you start him and you try and get as much out of him as you can. But the real question mark is it Alphonso Davies? Is it the guy that we know, that we've seen at Bayern Munich, that we've seen last time at the World Cup as well? He doesn't seem to be exactly where he peaks, right, where he's playing at the highest level. So whether it's best to put Alphonso in from the start or bring him in off the bench, I think it's got to be an internal decision.
I think it comes down to how fit he is in training. And there have been reports coming out of Canada's camp that he is really fit in training. He is performing well. Now, he hasn't played a lot, right? He came in the 75th minute in the round of 32. And prior to that, he hadn't played since March. So there is a questionable fitness, but you're also going up against a Moroccan side that just played 120. So you at least have that advantage over them heading into this one. I would argue that Alphonso Davies does give Canada the lift when he is on the pitch because of the stature of who he is as a player, the confidence he gives his teammates around him, his ability to come into a game and demand respect from the opposition, because in those 15 minutes we saw against South Africa, they changed how they played because Alphonso Davies was on the pitch. They respected him more. They double teamed him at times, which, as you know better than anyone, opens up the space for your teammates, and he commands that when he is on the pitch. I don't even think it matters if he starts or if he comes in maybe at half of this game, depending on how it goes. I think you would want him for the second half of the game, and depending how it goes into extra time, potentially penalties, that's when you want Alphonso Davies on the pitch.
So, JD, let's look at this Moroccan side and how they'll be facing off. Lisa did make a good point. They played 120 minutes. They may be a little bit more tired than this Canadian side, but how could they be lining up?
I mean, what I'm expecting them to do is, again, it's the middle part of the pitch where you want to see the overloads. I mean, we've already spoken so much plaudits and given the flowers to Boadi throughout the